Hello everyone. Today I'm going to explain you chapter number 20, Whose Forest? Aims and objectives. To know about Suryamani's journey, to know about Torang Center, to learn about Mizoram and Chiro dance, to know about forest and their importance, to understand tribal people and their culture. Look at the picture, children. Where do you think these children are going off to with little bundles on their sticks? When do you find out you too would want to go with them? Yes, the children are going to the forest. There they jump, run, climb trees, and sing songs in their language called Kudu. They pick the fallen flowers and leaves to weave them into necklaces. They enjoy the wild fruits. They look for birds whose calls they imitate. Joining them in all this fun is their favorite Didi, Suryamani. Do you know, children, who is Suryamani? She is known as daughter of the jungle. Suryamani's story is a true story. Suryamani is a girl star. Girl Stars is a project which tells extraordinary tales of ordinary girls who have changed their lives by going to school. Suryamani loves the forest since she was a child. She would not take the direct road to the school, but would choose the path through the forest. Suryamani's father had a small field. Her family used to collect leaves and herbs from the forest and sell these in the bazaar. Her mother would weave baskets from bamboo or make leaf plates out of the fallen leaves. But now no one can pick up a single leaf from the forest. What happened? Why the people were not able to pick up a single leaf from the forest, children? Do you know? That is since Shambhu, the contractor, came there. The people of Suryamani's village were afraid of the contractor. Everyone except Budhya Mai. She would say, "We, the people of this forest, have a right over it." Now, children, Suryamani's father could no longer support the family on the small land. So, he moved to the town in search of work. But things did not improve. Sometimes there would be no food in the house. At times, Mania Chacha, Suryamani's uncle, would send some grains from his small shop to Suryamani's house. Chacha tried hard and got admission for Suryamani in school in Bishanpur. Here, they would not have to pay for the fees, uniforms, and books. Suryamani would have to stay there and study. Suryamani didn't want to leave her village and forest. But Mania Chacha was firm. If you do not study, what will you do? Go hungry. Suryamani would argue. Why should I go hungry? The jungle is there to help. Chacha tried to explain. We are being moved away from our forests. Even the forests are disappearing. In their place, mines are being dug, dams are being built. Believe me, it is important for you to study, to understand about the laws. Maybe then you can help to save our forests. Young Suryamani listened and tried to understand some of what he said. Suryamani was filled with joy on seeing the school at Bishanpur. Why she became so happy, children? Because the school was near a thick forest and she loved forest. Suryamani studied hard and passed her BA. After getting a scholarship, she was the first girl in the village to do this. While she was in college, she met Vasavi Didi, a journalist. Suryamani joined her to work for the Jharkhand Jangal Bachao Andolan, means movement to save the forests of Jharkhand. This work took Suryamani to far off towns and cities. Her father did not like this, but Suryamani continued her work. Not only that, she also started to fight for the rights of the village people. Her childhood friend Bijoy helped her in this work. Suryamani had another friend. Do you know what was its name? Its name was Mirchi, who stayed with her day and night. Suryamani would share all her thoughts and dreams with Mirchi. Mirchi would listen and say, "Wee, wee." Now, children, do you come to know who is Mirchi? Mirchi is a parrot. Suryamani had a dream for her Kuduk community. She wanted all her people to feel proud of being Adivasis. Now, children, let's know something about Suryamani's Torang. Suryamani was 21 when she opened a center with the help of Vasavi Didi and others. She called it Torang, which means jungle in the Kuduk language. Suryamani wanted that on festivals people should sing their own songs. They should not forget their music and should enjoy wearing their traditional clothes. Children should also learn about herbs, medicines, and the art of making things from bamboo. Children should learn the language of school but must link it with their own language. All this happens in the Torang Center. Many special books about the Kuduk community and other Adivasis have been collected. Flutes and different types of drums are also kept there. Whenever something is unfair or if someone is afraid about his land and livelihood would be taken away, they turn to Suryamani. Suryamani fights for everyone's right. Suryamani and Bijoy got married and now work together. Their work is praised by all. She is invited to other countries as well. Now, let's talk about Right to Forest Act 2007. People who have been living in the forest for at least 25 years have a right over the forest land and what is grown on it. They should not be removed from the forest. The work of protecting the forest should be done by their Gram Sabha. Now, children, look at the picture. This is a picture of India. Here, Indian map is shown. So, here, the portion is shown by dark green and light green color are the areas where forests are found. If we talk about north of India, here some part of Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand, we find forests and when we come to northeastern states, in Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur, Tripura, Meghalaya, Sikkim, there are thick forest as well as less thick forest. After that, come to the next. Here, Odisha, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh also have some parts of forest. Now, in this chapter, we are talking about Jharkhand's forest area. Then, some parts of Kerala, Maharashtra, and Gujarat, we find forests. So, the area which is shown by dark green color are very thick forest, and the portion which is shown by light green color are less thick forest. Now children, after Jharkhand forest, let us talk about Mizoram. How farming is done in Mizoram. You can see the picture children. Here map of India is shown. In the northeastern side, the portion which is shown by red color is Mizoram. So let us know how farming is done in Mizoram. Lottery for farming in Mizoram. Ding, ding, ding. As soon as the school bell rang, Laumatea, Dingy, Dingima picked their bags and hurried home. On the way, they stopped to drink water from a stream in a cup made of bamboo which was kept there. Today, not only the children, even Saima sir was in hurry to get back. Today, there would be a special meeting of the village council known as Panchayat. Children, do you know the meaning of Panchayat? Team of 5 members who looks after the welfare of village is known as Panchayat. At the meeting, there would be a lottery to decide which family will get how much land for farming. The land belongs to the whole village, not to the separate people. So, they take turns to do farming on different parts of the land. A beautiful pot made of bamboo was shaken well. One chit was taken out. Saima sir's family got the first chance. But he said, I am happy that my family gets to choose first. But this year we cannot take more land. Last year I had taken more and was not able to farm it well. After my sister Jhiri got married and went away, it is difficult to manage farming alone. Saima sir asked for 3 tin of land. Do you know children what is 3 tin of land? The land on which we grow 1 tin of seeds is called 1 tin of land. One by one, the village families got their piece of land for farming. So, in this way, through lottery system, farming is done in Mizoram. Now, children, you came to know about lottery system of Mizoram, how the villagers get land for farming. Now, let's know about Jhum farming. In Mizoram, Jhum farming is done after getting the land. Jhum farming is very interesting. After cutting one crop, the land is left as it is for some years. Nothing is grown there. The bamboo or weeds which grow on that land are not pulled out. They are cut and burnt. The ash makes the land fertile. While burning, care is taken so that the fire does not spread to the other parts of the forest. When the land is ready for farming, it is lightly dug up, not plowed. Seeds are dropped on it. In one farm, different types of crops like maize, vegetables, chilies, rice can be grown. Weeds and other unwanted plants are also not pulled out. They are just cut so that they get mixed with the soil. This also helps in making the soil fertile. If some family is not able to do farming on the time, others help them and are given food. The main crop here is rice. After it is cut, it is difficult to take it home. There are no roads, only hilly paths. Do you know, children? Mizoram is a hilly area. That is why it is very difficult to take all the crops home. People have to carry the crop on their backs. This takes many weeks. When the work is over, the entire village celebrates. People get together to cook and eat, sing and dance. They do their special Chiro dance. In Chiro dance, people sit in pairs in front of each other, holding bamboo sticks on the ground, as you can see in the picture, children. And as the drum beats, the bamboo are beaten on the ground. Dancers steps in and out of the bamboo sticks and dance to the beat. About 3/4 people in Mizoram are linked to the forest. Life is very difficult here, but almost all children go to school. So, children, this was all about the chapter Whose Forest. In this chapter, you come to know about the life history of Suryamani and also come to know how farming is done in Mizoram. I hope now the chapter is clear to you. Bye bye.